In the 7 years since the introduction of the PlayStation 3, we've seen our gaming consoles transform into living room hubs through constant evolution and software updates. In the background, the designers of the PlayStation 4 were taking notes and designing a console that, feature by feature, sought to address the failings of its predecessor. Difficult to program for? Check. Bad controllers? Check. Too expensive? Check. That focus has resulted in a console that's better positioned than the PlayStation 3 was in 2006, but that focus has also kept Sony from taking the chances that make generational leaps so exciting. The PS4 is Sony's most attractively designed piece of hardware. It's a beautiful system with a sharp, slightly angled profile. On the back, PS4 has gone digital only with HDMI and optical ports. Sony has created a small, attractive system that also happens to pack more powerful hardware than any other console. It's an impressive technical achievement and compact enough to fade into your entertainment center. Oh, and it will charge controllers over USB while in standby mode. Finally. The DualShock 4 is the best controller Sony has ever made. There are numerous differences from the DualShock 3. The sticks are farther apart, the shoulders feature actual concave triggers, and the controller is just a little heavier, just a little bigger. It's much more comfortable to hold over long periods of time, making even die-hard DualShock 3 haters on the Polygon staff converts. The DualShock 4 is the biggest apparent improvement offered by the PS4. There are some minor issues. The new options and share buttons are awkwardly placed. The new touchpad works well for certain functions, like selecting weapon modes in Killzone Shadowfall, but it proved a poor mouse substitute in Assassin's Creed 4's map screen. Our biggest complaint? At around 7 to 8 hours per charge, the DualShock 4's battery has just a fraction of its predecessor's lifespan. The PS4's user interface is derived from the PlayStation 3's cross-media bar, but it's much more functional and usable than ever. Little things stand out. You can pause the game at any time by hitting the PlayStation button and, say, change your display or audio settings without quitting the game in question. After 7 or 8 years of the Xbox 360 and PS3, navigating the PS4's menus and UI with little lag is one of the more refreshing elements of the next-gen console experience. Other little touches delight, like double-tapping the PlayStation button to switch between active apps and games. But from a feature point of view, the PS4 is conservative. Local media playback isn't supported, a major feature of the PS3. PS4 also lacks any meaningful digital library management, with games listed in an endless horizontal line. The legacy of the PlayStation 3's interface remains in the PS4's often confusing hierarchy of menus, sub-menus, and hidden options. Other advertised PS4 features haven't made it in time for the system's Day 1 update. The console lacks a suspend feature, meaning it requires a full reboot whenever it's shut down. The PS4's native video capture and sharing is a cool idea, and the implementation works, but the video we've seen is heavily compressed and muddy. The PS4 makes some fundamental improvements to basic network functionality. You can now join games from your friends list. The PS4 also introduces game-independent party chat for up to 8 people, a godsend for multiplayer gamers hoping to avoid toxic public lobby audio. The home screen includes a feed of your friend's activity called What's New, and this could be a cool addition. It shows what games your friends started to play, when they're live streaming, and maybe too much stuff. It's noisy and it's difficult to parse. Trophies work similarly to the way they did on PS3, but now include trophy rarity. Sony borrowed this from Valve's Steam platform, and we hope the console competition follows suit. PSN Friends limit has been increased to 2,000, which is great, but there's no way to organize them. PS4 also allows real name support for friends, which could be a lifesaver, but it requires two-way authorization between both people to activate. PSN is full of small examples of a system that badly needs reorganization and some cleanup, but the basic functionality that eluded PSN on PS3 is now there. The PS4 is particularly focused on games over other features and functionality, which could make it a better choice for multi-platform titles. We're already seeing some of this with games like Battlefield 4 running in higher resolution on the PlayStation 4 than the Xbox One. But at launch, the PS4 hasn't been able to muster a software library to sell that hardware very well. While indie title Resogun is a real bright spot, launch pillars like Killzone Shadowfall and Knack are both underwhelming. PlayStation 4 versions of multi-platform games perform better than they do on the current generation, but it's not enough of an improvement to justify the upgrade. There are hints of the PlayStation 4's flexibility, like local network play via the PS Vita, the PlayStation app, and even the PlayStation camera. Unlike the PlayStation 3, Sony's latest effort was built to evolve. But the PlayStation 4's focus on gaming, and only gaming, is undermined by a distinct lack of compelling software. Obviously, the lineup will improve. Better games and more of them will appear on the PlayStation 4. But right now, this is a game console without a game to recommend it.